So today we're talking about therapy at the Center for Child Protection. I am really excited to talk about our therapy program because when I started at the center, I was the Lone Ranger of one. And today we have a team of clinicians that work with our clients. And so it's a great honor to me to be able to tell you about all of our programs. So our center is the first center in the United States that has been site certified in the Neurosequential Model of Therapeutics. The Neurosequential Model was developed by Dr. Bruce Perry through the Child Trauma Academy in Houston. So one of the things that we know about trauma is that it isn't simple. I think it's sometimes people think when you go to therapy you're going to do this one thing and everything's going to be fine. And with trauma, it really is not a one-size-fits-all. And so in order to make sure that we have the appropriate interventions with our clients, we have to have a really good understanding of what trauma is. And so as we do that, I'm going to use my arm as a little demonstration just to kind of show you what we look at and how we target trauma. So if I take my fist here, when you think about trauma, this right here is your brainstem. Your brainstem is what keeps you alive. It's your reactive brain, and so it doesn't think. We like to think of it as kind of the dumb part of your brain, in that its sole job is to keep you alive and to survive. Here we have our diencephalon. Your diencephalon is charged with really trying to help you regulate things. Here we have our limbic system. Your limbic system is what we call kind of our fuzzy brain. It's our warm and fuzzy puppy brain, which means that it's where relationships and emotions are held. Up here we have our thinking brain, which is our cortex. Your cortex is your brain that is your thinking brain. It's responsible for judgment and thinking and processing information. So when you understand those parts of the brain, when you think about trauma, trauma is held here. It's held in your brainstem. And so when you think about trauma and you think about if the symptoms are held in your brainstem and the thinking part of your brain is related to reason, if somebody is traumatized and is triggered, or in other words, they feel threatened all the time, does it make sense to start up here in your cortex, which is where they're able to think and reason? And the truth is it isn't, because if you're triggered and you're stimulated by things in your environment, you have to start at your brainstem. So what we have is we have in here, this is what we call our sensory room. And we have lots of different things to help calm those reactions in that lower brain so you can access the top part of your brain. So we have things like a swing. We have a trampoline, we have Mickler, we have all kinds of different things that are really designed to help calm that part of the brain. So Mickler is our facility dog. He is a service dog, and that makes him different from a standard therapy dog in that he has access to all places that people do, including airports, restaurants, things like that. His main job is to help build relationships with some of our clients and to also be an anchor for calming their brainstem. He has his own therapy clients in addition to going to court when some of our kids have to testify to really help them feel safe and secure in what they're going to do. So at the center, we do many different things. And so typically what works for one person may not work for another. So we have a wide list of programs that we do, and some of them are individual clients and some of them are as a group. So some of the things that we offer here are trauma-sensitive yoga. That particular intervention is different than traditional yoga because it isn't about touching and assisting. It's about getting people comfortable and familiar with their own bodies and how they move. We have a summer theater program, which is a program that is both psychoeducational and interactive. That particular program has a dance component. It has an acting component, and it has a production component, which involves lots of arts and creating different things for the set itself. We use a lot of art here. Art is really, in a lot of ways, the way that people learn to express themselves and their feelings when they don't have words for it. We do a lot of things like slime. We're kind of the top of the mountain when it comes to slime skills. We're very adept in that. We do a lot of dance-based movement kinds of things, in addition to traditional therapy. One of our main goals here is, people come in all different places. So sometimes they come in, typically they come in with, their own histories of trauma, and particularly with our parents, what they want is for us to help their children. And so we do, but our main goal is always to do family therapy. And the reason is because you can't just treat one part of a system, you have to treat it all. And so because our parents are vital and important parts of their children's lives, we always try and include them. And so it could very well be that we have families who participate in art together, or families who participate on our ropes course outside, or families who participate together in our music garden, because what we really want is to bring those families together.